Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to part 2 of the retro flower wall hanging crochet along. In part 1 we covered what materials you're going to need to complete this project, as well as some of the notes that you are going to need to be able to complete this wall hanging. Also in part 1 we went through rows 1 through 15 of the pattern, and in part 2 I want to get from maybe row 16 to maybe, I'm going to look at my cheat sheet, 16 to 31. So if you haven't already watched part 1 of the crochet along, I highly suggest you do that. I will link a link in the description box below for you, so you're able to complete part 1 so you can come back and follow along with part 2. So with that being said, just a brief recap of what materials we're going to need. You're going to need the 2 different color yarns that you used in part 1, a pair of scissors or thread snippers like I have here, and a 4.5mm crochet hook. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with part 2. All right, so picking up right where we left off in part 1, we finished with row 15. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to row 16. Again, just to reiterate, the pattern will be written here on the screen for you. But if you'd like to follow along with the written pattern, I do have a free version of on my blog and a printable PDF version in my Etsy shop that also includes a chart for you if you'd like to follow along with the chart. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so for row 16, we're going to chain 1 and turn. We're going to do 3 single crochet in green. Do 9 single crochet in blue. All right. 2 in green. And again, please feel free to use any color changing technique that you'd like. Again, I do have videos linked in my bio and also in the description box below if you need a reference for different methods of color changing to find out what works best for you. But for this one, I am using cut and tie. It's just what works best for me. All right, and then moving on, we're going to be doing 2 single crochet in green. Get more yarn here. 9 single crochet in blue. All right, and finishing off this square with 3 single crochet in green. All right, starting off on the next square, do 3 single crochet in blue. Nine single crochet in green. Two single crochet in blue. Nine single crochet in green. and finishing this row off with 3 single crochet in blue. Now I need to pull all these ties to the wrong side of the work. And if you use any other color changing method other than cut and tie, you won't have to do this step. You can completely skip this step. So I'm just going to take a moment to pull all of these through. All right, and this is what you should have for row 16. All right, and moving on to row 17, you're going to chain 1 and turn. We're going to do 3 single crochet in blue. $20 single crochet in green, all right, and finishing off this square with 3 single crochet in blue. Okay, moving on to the next square, 3 single crochet in green. $20 single crochet in blue. All right, and then finishing off this row with 3 single crochet in green. All right, and this is what you should have for row 17. All right, moving on to row 18, chain 1 and turn. We're going to do 4 single crochet in green, 18 single crochet in blue, in 4 single crochet in green to finish off this square. Moving on to the next square, we're going to do 4 single crochet in blue. Single crochet in green. Right, and finishing off this row with 4 single crochet in blue. Right, I'm going to take a moment to pull all of these ties back to the wrong side. All right, and this is what you should have for row 18. All right, moving on to row 19, we're going to chain 1 and turn. We're going to do 5 single crochet in blue, three single crochet in green, one single crochet in blue, eight single crochet in green, I'm just going to make sure I have my stitch count right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, 1 single crochet in blue, three single crochet in green. Oh, my hook squeaking. And then finishing off this square with 5 single crochet in blue. All right, moving on to the next square. Going to be doing 5 single crochet in green, 3 single crochet in blue, one single crochet in green, eight single crochet in blue, one single crochet in green, three single crochet in blue, and then finishing off this row with 5 single crochet in green. All right, and this is what you should have for row 19. And this is actually going to be the hardest row of the pattern because it has the most color changes, and then everything from this point forward to before we start the next squares of flowers is going to be really easy, which is nice. I think there's like maybe 3 crocheting or 4. We'll see when we get there. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to row 20. So we're going to chain 1 and turn. We're going to do 9 single crochet in green. Ooh, hold on, that squeaking is just so terrible. 2, it's going to be 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, we're going to do 8 single crochet in blue, and finishing off this square with 9 single crochet in green. Moving on to the next square. We are going to be doing 9 single crochet in blue, and 8 single crochet in green, finishing off this row with 9 single crochet in blue. I'm gonna pull my tails to the wrong side of the work. All right, and then this is what you should have for row 20. All right, and moving on to row 21, going to chain 1 and turn. We're going to do 9 single crochet in blue. Eight single crochet in green. And then I'm finishing off this square with 9 single crochet in blue. All right, moving on to the next square, we'll do 9 single crochet in green. Eight single crochet in blue. Sorry, my hook's all squeaky again. That sound hurts my teeth. Is that weird? When you hear a weird sound and it hurts your teeth? Or am I just a weirdo? Oh, I don't know what that is. To finish up this 8 in blue. All right, and we'll finish this row off with 9 in green. And this is what you should have for row 21. All right, moving on to row 22, chain 1 and turn. All right, we're going to be doing 10 single crochet in green. If you hear any weird breathing noises, that's my dog, Jill. She's laying on the bed right behind me. So if you hear any weird noises, that's her, my little puppy dog. All right, now we're going to do 6 in blue. All right, we're going to finish this square off with 10 in green. We're moving on to the next square. You're going to do 10 in blue. Do 6 in green. Right, and finishing off this row with 10 in blue. Right, I'm going to pull these ties back. All right, and this is what you should have for row 22. And we actually only have one more row to finish off this flower, and then we'll move on to the plain color rows right after that. So yay, easy rows coming. Right, and then moving on to row 23, chain 1 and turn. Going to do 11 single crochet in blue. Four single crochet in green. Right, and then finishing this square off with 11 single crochet in blue. Right, moving on to the next square with 11 single crochet in green. 4 single crochet in blue. Right, and finishing off this row with 11 single crochet in green. Oh my goodness, my squeaky hook. I really need to get a new one. I just refuse. It's like my lucky hook, all icky and broken. Or I'm just lazy and I don't care to go get a hook, which I totally could. My craft store is literally right down the road, but they usually don't have a lot of hooks in stock. I don't know why. Right, and finishing this off. Right, and this is what you should have for row 23. So that is going to be the last row of the flower, and then the next, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows are going to be 26 in blue and 26 in green. So it's going to be smooth sailing for the next 8 rows until we start off. Oh wait, yeah, no, it's 4 rows of blue and green, and then once we reach row 28, we're gonna swap and do blue green. So I'm glad I caught that, or I would have done 8 rows, because you'd think I should know my own pattern, right? No, I wish I did. And I wish I had a photographic memory where I can just see something and recall it on command. That way I don't have to use a little cheat sheet, because I do, which is okay. All right, let's move on to row 24. You know what? I'm going to mark on my little cheat sheet where we start that color change here, row 28. Because I'm going to be so mad if I have to go back and frog it. Watch. I'm going to have to go back. I'm going to start chatting, and then I'm going to forget, because I always do. Because I'm a chatty Cathy, which is why this series is going to be like 1 billion videos long, and I am very sorry. All right, so let's go ahead and do, like I said, we'll do 26 stitches in green, and then do 26 in blue. And I might speed this part up and play some nice music. I'm not sure yet. If I can't bear to sit through editing 8 rows of just single crocheting, I think I might lose my mind. But the reason why I wanted to do this long form of videos is because I had a lot of requests for it, and it kind of surprised me, because I thought people would want kind of like a short, sweet, to the point kind of video, but it seems like a lot of you want kind of longer, in-depth videos, which is really cool, because I like to be able to walk through the pattern. Right. This is where we change off to blue. And I personally, I like long form videos if I'm just listening to something, but if I am watching, my attention span is like that of a ferret. Like, I lose, maybe that's not a good analogy. What has a short attention span? I don't know. But I have a very short attention span, so if it's not exciting within the first minute, I just lose. I don't know what, it's me. I have ADHD, so I have to force myself to kind of sit and watch it. Even things that I know are going to benefit me and things that I enjoy, I have to force myself. I don't know what it is. It's ridiculous. But please Feel free to leave feedback in the comments if you enjoy this series and longer content, or if you prefer a kind of short and sweet, sped up with the pattern written on the screen kind of video. I can do a mixture of both. You know, I'm down for whatever. All right, and that is going to be row 24. I'm moving on to row 25. It's going to be the same thing, 26 blue, 26 green. But yeah, please leave me any suggestions, constructive criticism. Let's not be mean. I cry easily. I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, please feel free to leave some feedback, because I think the longest video I did was for my mini diamond bauble wall hanging, and that was about, I think, 56 minutes long, and it just seemed kind of drawn out, and I didn't know if people were going to like it. That's why I decided to do with this one, to do a crochet along and break it up into parts, where people can come back and kind of follow along. And I'll put everything in a playlist if you're following along with this at a later time. But again, if you prefer longer versions, just split up into parts so it's not a million hours long. That's cool. If you like kind of sped up, non-verbally, chit-chatty kind of content, feel free to leave those comments also. I am very open. Oh, I messed that up. Very open to what your preferences are. The only thing is I have to, with this longer, I mean, I would have to do it with the shorter content too, but I have a really bad back, so I have to split my filming times anyways, so I don't have to, I'm trying to think of the word, it's not trip, what is it? Limp away from my table, because I get such bad back pain. I don't know about any of you, but it's right on my right side, and beneath my shoulder blade, in between my shoulder blade and my spine on my right side, because that's what my dominant hand is. See, and I'm getting to talking. This is going to be row 25. Moving on to row 26. Chain one turn. And again, we're going to do 26 green, 26 blue. But yeah, I get such bad back pain to the point where I have to stop. There's some times where I can only work about 30 minutes before it's just too painful to even keep going. It's just awful, and it's so frustrating because, you know, there's a lot of stuff that I want to be working on and doing, and I just can't because I'm in so much pain, which I feel like I should not be in this much pain at 30 years old, even though I feel a little old. I know I should not be feeling this much pain, and I have tried to like adjust my posture and stretch. I'm gonna have to start doing some, and we're coming up on the last stitch of this color, changing to blue. The only thing I haven't tried is like strength training, just my upper body, to see if maybe strengthening my back would help, or I might have to go to my doctor, which I don't particularly want to do. It's because they were talking about like physical therapy, and I'm like, oh no, like that stuff just makes me anxious. Just the having to go and do stuff like that. I don't know why. I know, I don't think I'm alone in getting anxiety at the doctor's office. I don't like. I'd rather like self-fix. Google myself to death trying to fix me instead of going to the doctor like a rational adult. But I guess I'm not. Okay, we're coming up on the end of row 26. I'm going to pull this tail through. Let's take a look and see what we got going on. Oh, so pretty. So we've got one more row of this color pattern, and then the next row we'll swap. So we'll do green and blue. So one more row of this, unless I forget, which could happen. So we'll do 26. So I guess I'm not going to fast forward through this part if I'm going to keep all my blabbering in, which I might not. So if you're hearing me talk right now, instead of just listening to pretty music, then I kept my blabbering in. I don't know. I think it's because I don't like sitting in silence. It just is so eerie to me. The only thing that I can hear right now is my dog sleeping and my fan, because it is quite warm today in the southeast. And I don't know when you guys are watching this, but currently it is June 9th. So we are on day 2 or 3 of the forest fires in Canada, and I live in southeast Virginia, so I don't have it quite as bad, but it's been a little smoky here in Virginia. It was really bad about 2 days ago. It almost looked like a fog, but it was a weird haze that kind of blanketed everything. It definitely wasn't in any capacity as New York was, because that was just horrible. And as I'm filming this, I'm not even sure what it's like right now. It might still be really bad there, because I know that they shut down some of the airports up there because the visibility was just so bad, and people were wearing masks and respirators outside. It's just like apocalyptic. It's nuts. Okay, so glad I remembered. So this is going to be the last row of this color. So I'm going to mark that on my little cheat sheet so I know where we are. Okay, so now we are going to switch gears with the colors. Let's see where I'm at. There we go. All right, so I'm going to cut this off, and I'm going to leave a longer tail on this side, so I'm able to weave these tails in on the end. So I do my tie, if you're using the cut and tie method, I do my ties relatively short for in the middle, and I trim them. If you can probably tell down here that I've trimmed them, but on the sides, if I were to trim them, they kind of peek out. So I like to leave a long tail instead, so it's easy for me to weave those in. All right, so for row 28. Chain 1 and turn, and we're going to do exactly as we've been doing, except now we're working 26 in blue and 26 in green. So let's go ahead and do that. So I am kind of curious to know what colors you guys will be using for this project. so far I have done a mint green and a cream. It's probably my least favorite because it sounded cool in my head, but it really didn't photograph well. I was kind of disappointed. Just like a pretty mint in a nice cream color, and I have dog hair everywhere. The second one that I did was a pretty pink and yellow. That one is probably my favorite, even though I'm kind of loving this blue and green combination. But yeah, please let me know what colors you're using in the comments below. And don't forget to tag me on Instagram and use the hashtag #LoveAndStitch so I can see your progress. I would love to see what you guys are up to. All right, now we're just switching to green and working 26 in this green color. See, this is where it really starts to get fun, where you're able to see the color differences. I love it because sometimes it gets very wonky in the beginning where you don't really have a good picture of what it's going to look like. It looks a little wonky. You start to doubt yourself. If you design patterns yourself, you totally know this. For me, it takes about at least 20 rows in to know, okay, this is going to look all right. Or this is a mess, we need to try again, kind of thing. And sometimes I'll get more rows in. And I'm like, oh, I don't like this color. I don't like this shape. You know, it's always changing. Thankfully, I've designed quite a few patterns at this point. I think I'm over 100 now. So I keep all of the charts that I make, because I do everything on graph paper. I draw everything out before I even start crocheting it. And I keep those paper graphs so I'm able to reference them at a later time if I like certain shape of something. I will go back and reference the chart so I don't have to do that trial and error with shapes again. I've already done the hard work. I can just kind of cheat a little. All right, and I'll flip this over so you can see row 28. See, whoa, we're getting funky. All right, and now row 29, we've already chained, and now we're turning. Again, 26 green, 26 blue. My allergies are so bad today. I think it's a mixture of, I think I saw pollen on my car the other day, and this smoke from the wildfires in Canada. I'm just so congested. So if I sound a little nasally or raspy, I'm very sorry. I'm just kind of struggling over here. It's not fun. And if you hear any jet noises, I live very close to a military base. We're kind of, where I live, we're kind of in the hub of the military. We have, in a 45-minute range, we have an Air Force base, Army base, Navy base, and a small Marine base, and Coast Guard. It's very near here too. It's kind of crazy. We got them all. All right, moving on to row 30. I'm going to chain one and turn. And then again, work 26 blue, 26 green. Because I know I was talking about my back pain a minute ago, but I did just recently get this seat cushion that I think is helping a lot, and it is from Cushion Lab. They have all different kinds of foot cushions, seat cushions, neck pillows, regular pillows, and so far I am loving it. It's like microfiber, so it kind of forms to my body, and it is just lovely because sometimes the tush gets a little sore when I'm sitting for a long time. I don't know what it is, but so far I'm loving this cushion. I had one for a few months that I got off of Amazon, and it was nice. It just wasn't as kind of soft and forming to my backside as this one. But if anyone is interested in having the same kind of back problems as me, I will link the cushion that I got, because so far I am loving it, and I highly, highly recommend for anybody who's having issues with their back or tush while they sit down for a long period of time crocheting. Because I've tried it all. I'll sit crisscross applesauce on my bed. I get back pain. That's where I thought the back pain kind of stemmed from, was just poor posture. I sit in a chair, back pain. It's like never ending. Ugh. So I'm gonna pull this through. Pull it to the other side. See what we got working with. Very nice. All right, and then moving on to row 31. To chain 1 and turn. This is going to be our last row, working just solid colors. So again, we'll do 26 in green, 26 in blue. And I'm trying to decide if I want to move on and maybe do a few more rows of this video. Maybe I'll stop here, because this is a good stopping point. Because I don't want there to be tons of videos in this series. Because I was kind of hoping to maybe do 3 or 4 just crocheting, and then do kind of a bonus on how I hang and fringe the wall hanging. But I don't want you guys to get sick of me. There's so many videos of me chatting, because the next row is where would start the second row of flowers. Should be super fun. It's just a lot more color changes, so it takes a little bit more time. So I think I might just end it here on a good note. Finish up easy and then start back hard. Hard-ish on a part 3. We start the flower, maybe work half of the flower in part 3 and then the other half in part 4. I'm thinking. Because another thing, because I know a lot of people have life, work, jobs, children, families, so I want to have this time where we can just chat and you can sit down, relax, crochet with me for a little while, but not too long, so it doesn't keep you away from, your responsibilities, adulting, or not if you are younger in age. But I think I'm going to stop there. So just to recap, we did rows 16 through 31. This is what we've got. So we finished the top half of these flowers and worked through these solid colors. And then part 2, we will pick up at row 32, where we will start the second row of flowers. Again, please don't forget to keep me updated with your progress on Instagram. Tag me Love and Stitch with 2 H's and use the hashtag Love and Stitch so I can see how you guys are doing. And feel free to follow me there so we can connect and you can see what I'm up to. And with that being said, I will go ahead and leave you, and I will see you guys in part 3. Bye.